Willie D Live.
What's up, family? ESPN anchor Ellie Duncan was left shocked by Kendrick Perkins' wild on-air comment ahead of the blockbuster clash between the defending champions Oklahoma City Thunder and the new-look Houston Rockets with 15-time All-Star Kevin Durant at the helm. Perkins joined Duncan on SportsCenter. The longtime host opened her preview segment of the season's opening tip with the pun about the former NBA champion's surname, in which she said, "You know, when you work at ESPN, talking to Kendrick is one of the perks." Perkins burst into chuckles before Duncan continued on with the segment, though the 40-year-old former first-round pick was clearly thinking in the back of his mind about firing back a response. That's when Kendrick Perkins told Ellie, "Okay, you ready for this one?" And she was like, "Oh God," something along those lines. And Kendrick said, "What you need ibuprofen for when you can have a perk?" Some people thought that was offensive, while others found the humor in it. Now, before you go too far, I know y'all what you're thinking. You're saying, yeah, he about to get fired and, he's about to end up co-hosting Nightcap with Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco. Ellie took it all in stride. She told Kendrick, "You make me sick and I love you." Some people said, "Oh, that was just a nervous comment. She was just trying to, be cool about it and all of that type of stuff, not overreact." But she seemed clearly uncomfortable. Well, here are words from Ellie on X. She said this about the incident. "LOL, yo, the comments are wild. I used the perk idiom at the beginning of the segment like I always do. And this was him trying to top it. He's big bruh and my fave. That was no shot it." So there you have it, fam. But let this serve as a warning for you other guys out there. Don't try that, because who knows? A woman that you might be cool with on a particular day might decide that she wants some give back, or she might decide that she don't feel like playing like that, or she may feel that you embarrassed her in front of the world. I don't know if Ellie is married or not, but I can see how that could be embarrassing to her, how she can go home and it'd be all kind of hell going on once she walked through that door. So, and, Kendrick is married. So, telling what he might have to deal with going through that door, But there have been a lot of sexual innuendos throughout the years with men and women in sports. I've seen it so many times. Because of these innuendos and certain situations where a woman may find herself inside of the men's locker room and guys walking around half naked. Some people say women should not cover men's sports. And some people believe that men should not cover women's sports also. I think there's a happy medium there, but there needs to be some boundaries. One thing that I definitely wouldn't say, especially on live TV, is something sexual to a co-host or any woman. I wouldn't do that, because here's the thing. Even if you're super cool with that woman in that situation, there may be a situation at some point in the future where a woman falsely accused you of something. Right? Because we know that happens a lot. You can get falsely accused, and then they can go back to those comments that you made and say, "See there? Look, he has a propensity to do something like that. Listen to him. Listen to what he just said in that video right there." That's how they do. They'll go and find any little thing that they can use against you to try to bury you. So you got to be careful how you move. And also, for you guys out there who are not celebrities, athletes, or whatever, you got to be careful too. You can't just do, what you want to do and say what you want to say on the job to women. Women can get away with this type of things. And also because a lot of times men don't report sexual harassment. But you can open yourself up to some major liabilities, with that sexual harassment. So you have to be super careful about how you conduct yourself around women in the workplace. I don't think Kendrick Perkins meant any harm. That sounds like an old joke that he used all the time. Percocet, why have an ibuprofen when you can have a perk? You know what I mean? That's kind of dope. It's a nice little play on words. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.